Animals eat food. Humans cook food. But plants, they make their own food using sunlight. Sounds like science fiction, but it's real biology. Hey there, welcome to Biology Scribbles, where big concepts are explained in little doodles. Today's lesson, Photosynthesis for IGCSE and GCSE Biology. By the end of this video, you will be able to 1. Define photosynthesis. 2. Write the word and balanced photosynthesis equation. 3. Describe the limiting factors of photosynthesis. If you have your pen and paper ready, let's dive into this. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food using light energy. Photosynthesis happens inside structures called chloroplasts, found mainly in leaf cells. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll, the green pigment that absorbs light energy. This energy helps combine carbon dioxide and water, forming glucose and oxygen. Glucose is quickly stored within the plant, while oxygen is liberated into the atmosphere. The equation of photosynthesis. This shows us the summary of the reactions occurring during photosynthesis. The reactants are carbon dioxide and water, while the products are glucose and oxygen. The word equation is written as carbon dioxide plus water produces glucose plus oxygen. Light energy and chlorophyll make this reaction possible. This is also written as balanced chemical equation, as written below. Never forget this equation. A limiting factor is something present in such short supply that it limits a life process. Every process in life can be restricted or slowed due to one or more missing factors. For example, your learning process can be slowed or restricted if you don't get good sleeping time or you are sick. In other words, you don't get to learn at your best when these factors are at work. Photosynthesis is one important life process. Its efficiency can be restricted by at least any of these 3 factors. These factors include light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, and temperature. Now, let's take a good look at each of these limiting factors and how they affect the rate of photosynthesis. The first on the list is light intensity. As shown in the graph, light intensity increases from point A to B, the rate of photosynthesis increases. From point B to C, light is no longer a limiting factor. Temperature and carbon dioxide concentration become the limiting factors. The next limiting factor is carbon dioxide concentration. Carbon dioxide is a major raw material for photosynthesis. Just as illustrated in the graph, more carbon dioxide increases the rate of photosynthesis from point A to point B. Just as in the previous limiting factor, beyond point B, carbon dioxide concentration no longer limits photosynthesis. The 2 other limiting factors, light intensity and temperature, become limiting between point B and point C. The third and final limiting factor for photosynthesis is temperature. Photosynthesis is controlled by enzymes, and just as we learned in a previous video, temperature affects how enzymes work. So invariably, temperature affects the rate of photosynthesis. As the graph illustrates, as temperature increases from point A to B, the rate of photosynthesis increases, while very high temperatures can denature enzymes, as seen between points B to point C. On the graph, the temperature at which the rate of photosynthesis is highest is called the optimum temperature. Let's recap. In this video, we learned that photosynthesis is how plants make glucose using light energy. The word equation and balanced equation are essential for exams. Light intensity, carbon dioxide, and temperature are limiting factors. In exams, remember to define photosynthesis clearly, write the balanced equation correctly, and explain limiting factors using scientific terms. So there you have it. the concept of photosynthesis. If you learned from this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Biology Scribbles, where big concepts are explained in little doodles.